So we have kind of an interesting entry in our webcam review category. This is the CZUR Fancy S Pro. And CZUR, if you're not familiar with them, they primarily make document scanners and things like that. And when you look at the Fancy S Pro, it doesn't look a whole heck of a lot different, and it can still scan documents. But what they've done is they've taken that technology, made it a little bit more adaptable, and made it into a webcam. In the box, if you want to call it a box, it's really more of a phone case with a hinge, but it's actually really nice and protective. But you'll find the Fancy S Pro with attached USB cable. Again, not a huge fan of an attached USB cable for a couple of reasons. One, if something goes wrong with the cable, the whole thing's trash. Two, if it's not long enough for you to place it where you want to be able to replace it with a longer cable. This is something you can't do. You'll also get a USB-A to USB-C adapter and the instructions. So you'll find that the base is very adaptable. You can actually telescope it to make it taller or shorter. And the arm that the camera's actually on runs on two axes, one at the back so you can tilt it all the way down flush against the base, and another 90-degree axis right at the webcam itself so you can tilt it directly up so you can face you. There's a bunch of controls on the webcam itself so you don't have to do everything in software if you don't want to. It has a manual focus mode and two autofocus modes, a continuous autofocus mode that'll keep adjusting throughout the shoot, and another autofocus mode that'll focus just when it gets powered up and then not again. You have manual exposure options here. Just hit the plus or minus to brighten or darken your image. I love that they added this. It's a 180-degree mirror rotation, so you don't have to do that transformation if you're using this in OBS. And there's a little fill light that's right under the lens, and you can hit the button here to select 3 different brightnesses or to turn it off. But the controls don't stop there, because you see where the buttons are, and you see there's kind of grip all the way around it. That's because you can rotate the entire lens 90 degrees. So you may not want the camera and its base to be directly in front of you. You may want it off to the side, but you still want that landscape view. You just do the rotate and then you're good to go. The camera's able to do 1080-60 video. It's also able to do 4K video, but only at 15 frames a second, so I don't recommend that. But this is what the camera looks like now. It's a little bit underlit, and that's only because I have it a lot further away than it's designed to go. I've set it behind my monitor and then placed it up on something so I could raise it up a little bit higher so you can see more of what's going on down here. I'm going to show you what it looks like from desk level as well, but I just wanted to give you an overview here. So you can see this is actually at a 1080-60 right now. It's still got a little bit of motion blur that I'm not a particular fan of. It's actually a little bit trippy if you just do this a little bit. I'm really sorry if you're taking something right now that messed with your head when I showed you that. So you can see that the autofocus is on, so if I bring something up to the camera, it will change focus. It does do a lot of focus searching though, so you got to be pretty mindful of that as you go. But like I said, I raised this up to give a little bit more of a full view of my desk for a couple of reasons. Sometimes I like to unbox something that's a little bit more sizable, and then sometimes when people game, they like to show off the keyboard and mouse as they go. And some people on TikTok and things like that, they'll actually game with handheld devices so that you can actually see it that way. But now let's move the camera down to desk level so you can see what it looks like down there. So this is the camera at desk level, raised as high as it'll go with the lens rotated. So you see I can't get the entire keyboard in the shot this way, so it wouldn't be good for that kind of gaming overhead view. Still lots you can do in this mode. It's still high enough that if you were going to do some kind of a handheld gaming thing, you could do that like this. Or if you're an artist and you like to draw on stream, you could easily do that. Just set your paper down here and you can just work away. Now we're going to lower the camera. And you can see it gets a lot more tight here. There's probably about a foot between the lens and the surface. So you can see from a handheld gaming perspective, I can't fit the whole Switch in here now, maybe a Game Boy. But this is the height that you're gonna get to when you're at things like book scanning and document scanning and things that CZUR has really made their name doing. Now, if we wanna get super crazy, this is what they would call the macro mode. So now we're really tight on just a very small area. You can see that I really need to clean my keyboard. Ugh. And now we have about 3-4 inches between the lens and the keyboard here. Now you can see the camera in selfie mode. So I'm going to go over here. So I've raised the base all the way up and then folded the camera up so it can face me. So now you have a viable tabletop camera that can actually raise up to your eye level without being on a tripod. And then you have this option with your lens because you can then rotate it. And now you have a vertical 1080p camera that you can use to make shorts on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram, anything like that. Okay, so now we're looking at CZUR's software specifically for the Fancy S Pro. And you can see that this is mainly a scanning software. It's not actually webcam software. And you can see over here, there's actually a lot of different options. These are all options to actually make changes to the scanned photos that you do. So we don't have any of those right now, so I'm actually going to enter to scan. So if I hit the scan button down here, there. So I've put down a copy of Stephen King's The Running Man. So you can see it's actually a really nice clean picture here. So you see over here, you have a lot of different color modes and stuff that you can set. Also, you have processing methods that actually help get a better version of the scan. So a flat page, facing pages, which is what we're dealing with right now. You can combine the sides of 2 pages, or a manual selection that allows you to crop the way you see fit. So facing pages, we have a few little options here if we click here. So flattening the curve is one thing we want to be able to do. They have finger removal here. I don't have finger cots. That's actually something you can order on their website, but I'm going to select without finger cots. And we just got an interesting warning here. So if your finger color is too close to the paper color, it won't be able to do it. I'm a pretty pale fella, but I still don't think I'm going to have that problem. Okay, so because it's facing pages, it gives me a line to work with. So I'm going to line that up just so. And then I'm going to click on the scan button. Okay, now if I go into that picture, hey, my hand's gone. That's pretty cool. It still has the shadow there, so a ghost is holding the page open, but that's all right. I'm going to try it a little bit more zoomed in to see if that helps any, and that appeared to help. So now if I look over here, it's actually giving me a flat page to work with. Now this is all a learning curve. This isn't something I typically do, but you can see that it's actually coming along pretty well. I think that this is something that I could be reasonably happy with, and if I could do multiple pages of that, that would be awesome. But I'm really impressed by how clear this actually looks. Now there's another piece of software I wanted to show off, and this is just CZUR's visualizer software. It's a more generic one. So you can actually still do scanning from here, but then there's the display option, and the display mode is more of a webcam software. I can even add additional things here. So I can add a picture in picture, and you can see I've actually added my own camera right here to this, and I can move it around. Even down here, I can take video or take stills, all kinds of other filter and color options up here as well. It's got a digital zoom that I don't recommend. It's actually pretty impressive. It even has like some pitch and yaw options. And then you can also flip your image horizontally or vertically from here as well. So I like this software a lot because it gives you a lot more versions than the Fancy S Pro software did. It's kind of weird. You'd think because this is a webcam, this would have more webcam based things, but I'm not mad at this at all. Imagine you were just like a YouTuber making something like a story time video or something like that, where you wanted to read a book. Then you can have this out like this. You got a little picture in picture going, and it's really nice. And you don't need something like OBS or anything to make that happen. And the Fancy S Pro has one more thing that I'm a little confused about, actually, because I didn't discover it until I was reading through the instructions. The instructions talk about an optional second camera, and in the illustration of the instructions, you can actually see one mounted on the camera. And when I went to that spot on the camera, there was a little rubber plug, and when I pulled out the plug, there's a little USB-C port in there. So I'm guessing they have some kind of accessory design to be able to stick an additional camera here, but I couldn't find it to save my life. But just for giggles, I used a USB-C to USB-C cable, and I hooked up this webcam right here, and lo and behold, it actually hooks up. It's like I just uncovered a side quest with this thing. So with a single USB 2 cable going to my computer, I'm hooking up not only the Fancy S Pro, but an additional webcam. So if you wanted to do what I just showed you with that story time thing and this software, you can do all that with only one cable going to your computer. And now I can put this one wherever I want. And just to show you that this thing is fully powered, this is actually a smart webcam. So if I actually give it a signal, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's zooming in and out and things like that. So it's still recognizing all of its gestures. And you can see how it's hooked up right there. So give it up to CZUR for that little bonus discovery. I'll put down in the description if I find out that they actually offer their own camera that's supposed to plug into there. But if not, you know you have options. But let's talk price. The CZUR Fancy S Pro is $199 US. It's currently on sale on their store. I'm going to put a link down below so you can check all of that out. And they also ship for free to 40 different countries. But what do you think about the Fancy S Pro, and how are you going to use it? There's so many different ways to actually utilize this thing. Let me know down in the comments. I'd be interested to hear. And while you're on your way down there anyways, you might as well hit the like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. And since you made it this far, why don't you check out one of these videos? Until next time, gang, let's get to work.